You're listening to The Ride to Work with Pastor Fred. Fuel for your faith before you clock in. Enjoy the ride.
Hello, and thank you so very much for joining us again for the ride to work. It is Wednesday, right smack dab in the middle of the week. It's Wednesday, and we're going to talk about something today. May get a little touchy, a little sketchy, but we're going to walk through it as best as we can and as sensitive as we can, taking all things into consideration because all of us need some work. And that's the series this week. I need some work. And this morning we're talking about I need some work on my integrity. You know, that character attribute that states, who am I when nobody is watching? Who am I when nobody's watching? Everybody talks about success. Everybody talks about influence. Everybody talks about accomplishments. But the question that matters to me this morning is, who are you when nobody is clapping? Who are you when nobody knows? Who are you when there is no reward? There is no recognition. There is not even an audience. Because that's where integrity lives. Integrity, hear me when I say this, is the bridge between your public image and your private reality. Who are you? Huh? When nobody's looking. First thing I need you to walk through and help me walk through this morning. Look, stop performing and start being. Stop putting on the show and start being. Huh? A lot of people have mastered looking right, quote unquote. We have. We've done that. But character isn't about appearance. It's not about appearance. Character is about alignment. When you say, or when who you say you are, should I say, matches what you actually do. Because I get it. Look, you can impress people for a while. You can manage appearances. Yep, you can do that. You can control what people see. Yep, you can do that. We've done it. Come on, I'll include myself. We've done it. We control what folks see, but eventually, watch this. Life puts pressure on the foundation of who we are, and that pressure reveals what is real. When that pressure comes, man, it reveals what is real. You can have all these decorations. Look, I'll say it like this. You know, like when Christmas time comes or whatever, and we like going and maybe riding down through certain areas of town or whatever, and looking at all the lights and the decorations. And a building can have beautiful decorations on it. Just trying to show you a point here. Beautiful decorations, but if the foundation is weak, that building is in danger. It is. See, your reputation is what people think you are, but your character is what you actually are. And how is that? Because we can dress it up real good on the outside. We can. We can almost make it look like we are the epitome of strength and commitment and honesty and compassion. But what's really going on? Because if our foundation ain't stable, we're in danger. Because eventually when pressure comes, all that we're putting out, that whole show, when the curtains open and we can't perform anymore, we flop. That show is considered a flop, a failure. And one thing that I've discovered, a lot of people be waiting on that. My. Because a lot of them are already saying, there's no way they're that good. Something gotta be going on. There's no way they're that calm. There's no way they're that smart, that intelligent. A lot of things. So let's be careful about the shows that we put on. Let's be careful about the performances that we're putting out there. Mm? Be careful about that. Because reputation is built on what people see. That's what your reputation is built on, but your integrity is built by what you choose when they don't see. Mm? Think about it. I remember, and I used to be one of them. The athlete, the track runner, Usain Bolt. And man, all these records he was breaking, and man, he was get on on the mic, and he was just so charismatic, and people loved him, and he was very jovial and playful and happy. People embraced him. You know, fastest man in the world, fastest man in the world. And all these other track people were trying to catch his records and everything else, and they were doing whatever they could to keep up, to try to beat his records and all this other stuff. And then come to find out, they were what they call juicing. They were using illegal performance enhancing products and stuff like that, or whatever. But we didn't know it until that pressure hit. Those questions were asked. Those test results came back. And then all of that confident speaking in the microphone now turned to nervous anxiety answers now and apologies because you performed at a level to where you weren't really at. Not on your own accord, not of your own character, not of your own makeup. You needed some help. So I said that to say this. If we're going to do that, you know what some good performance enhancing products that we can use if we're trying to be who we say we are and keep our reputation intact? Some good performance enhancing products. Some good performance enhancing things that you can do. Pray. Work hard. Be committed. Be disciplined. I consider those natural performance enhancers. To sustain the reputation that you're putting out there. Don't just be that in public. Be it also in private. Second thing I need you to understand, look, tell the truth even when it costs you. We're talking about integrity. Tell the truth even when it costs you. Because as I stated, as far as like a lot of those athletes or whatever, even some to this day, they're still denying. I didn't use anything. I didn't use any kind of drugs, or I had no idea that that was in my smoothie or my juice drink, or I had no idea that was in my protein shake. I had no idea I was in, and just won't admit. Mm? But you got to tell the truth even when it costs you. I remember one athlete, Marion Jones, won all of these medals. But when push came to shove, and I actually think she served some time for lying, you know, as far as um, telling a falsehood to the Supreme Court, all of that, to Congress. That's a punishable offense. And then she finally had to come and tell the truth, and it cost her all her medals, and it cost her some freedom. Her reputation is just squashed. But eventually she had to tell the truth. Integrity, should I say, requires honesty, not just honesty with others, but honesty with yourself. You know, had you not done this or that, you wouldn't have got that result. You know it. And I get it, because sometimes the hardest person to be honest with is yourself. It is. You can explain anything when you want to avoid accountability, but growth starts when you stop asking, how can I defend myself? And start asking, what can I learn? What can I learn from this? Because the very first thing, I get it, self-preservation is the first line of defense. I get it. I hear it all the time. But at some point, We got to get off of the defensive and just say, listen, what can I learn from this so I won't repeat this? Listen, a mirror doesn't insult you, it reflects you. Hear me when I say it. It doesn't insult you, it reflects you. You are who you are in the mirror. The mirror ain't changing anything about you. It's just reflecting what you look at, what you see. And the purpose of truth is not to destroy you, it's to reveal what needs attention. That's what it is. That's the same thing. It just reflects who you are. If you keep staying in denial, you'll keep being trapped. Because that's all denial does, is just trap you. That's it. Last thing I need you to understand, and I'm done. Listen, do this. Do this. Make your values your actions. Let's do that. See, because I get it. Your values are not what you post. Your values are not what you say. Your values are what your choices prove. That's what your values are. We can put all these type sayings on Facebook, Instagram, all these other social media platforms that we want to, but your values are what your choices prove. Because we know all that stuff ain't true. All that stuff you posting about yourself, yeah, oh, come on now. Yeah, you can make us believe anything. Like I said, you can put on the performance all you want to, but your values are what your choices prove. And what you choose, the evidence will soon come out when that pressure comes. And then we'll know, everybody will know what you chose. They'll know the path you chose, even the person you chose, the situation you chose to be in, the place you chose, the habits you chose, the actions you chose, your deeds. Hmm? They'll prove what you chose. They will. And the evidence will soon present itself. See, everybody has principles until those principles become inconvenient. Now, all of a sudden, we got a problem. We got a problem now because we're uncomfortable. This ain't working for me. No, it's still a matter of principle. It's just one that you don't really want to abide by. See, the real test of character is when doing right costs you something. It's not easy to do right all the time, but it's beneficial. At some point, you've got to realize and take that in. Please hear me when I say that. And I'm done. I'm going to close it out on this. Look, character is what remains when convenience disappears. It's easy to do right and be right when it's convenient. But man, when convenience is done, what are we doing then when convenience disappears? What are we doing? Who are we being? Who are we trying to be? Do we go into hiding? And when I say hiding, I'm not meaning hiding ourselves, but hiding our actions. Do we go into hiding? Or do we sit and stay the course and take whatever comes? See, a bridge looks strong on a sunny day. It looks strong, but watch this. They don't test bridges under weight. They don't do that. That should I say, matter of fact, I said that wrong. They do. They test bridges under weight, not, you know, on present or pleasant conditions. Huh? Because a bridge can look real strong on a sunny day. You know that, right? Looks like it can hold up to anything. But that's not how they test it. They test bridges under pressure. Under pressure, they put weight on it. That's what happens. So it can look good and it can look like it can hold you on a sunny day. But if it wasn't tested under pressure, if it wasn't put through the ringer, mm, what looks like it can hold you may be your downfall. Life does the same thing with people. It does. It does. Pressure reveals what you're able to hold. If you're able to hold up, it reveals it. It does. So before you ask people to trust you, listen, ask yourself, am I trustworthy enough to me? Can I trust me? Huh? Do I need to work on my integrity? Just think about it. We'll be riding again tomorrow. And thank you for joining us. Man, we're almost to the end of the week again. Hope everybody had a wonderful Juneteenth last weekend and you celebrated in whatever way you chose to celebrate. Whether it was just reflecting or whether you had a nice meal or nice family gathering, whatever it was, however you chose to reflect. It's always good to just remember sometimes. We don't dwell in the past, but every now and then we can look back and see where we've come from and where we need to keep going. God bless you. We'll be riding again tomorrow because I think we're talking about tomorrow. Do I need some work on my patience? Till then, keep riding.